Hello.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Okay, maybe
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Maybe
Yeah.
4 weeks?
Yeah.
Sorry. We've been, well, I'd like to say we've been super busy, which we have been, but also this time of year we tend to get off track a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You're so busy for so long and you get a couple of days where there's not a full day of stuff to do, and you almost end up going off the deep end and not doing hardly anything.
Yeah.
So the one thing that, of course, we've let go is our videos.
Yeah.
So today is actually August 23rd.
Let's see. Yeah, it is.
So most of August is gone now. But what we thought we would do was give you a tour of the farm and talk about the projects we want to get done this fall.
Mm-hmm.
In the house, we keep a huge whiteboard, which I just cleared off this morning, of all the projects that need to be done. And we do it in the early spring, and we do it again for the fall to work through the big projects that need to be done. We don't use it through the summer because pretty much every day is planned out. But we have free time now coming up into the fall, and we have a lot of things we want to get done here on the farm.
Yeah.
But first, it has been a very good summer season for us.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we have been making a lot more money than we made last year. Last year we did a $30,000 year, which that was our goal. And this year we're hoping to hit 40, and I think we're well on track to make our third season about 40,000. And hopefully it's a break-even year for us. That would be nice. Yeah, we'll see, but it would be nice. So things have been going very well this summer, and you know, with all of our expansion, it feels still easier than last year. Yeah, which makes me very happy. A lot of our systems are in place, which makes life better. So Jose, where are we?
We are here in the old sauna.
Yeah, we're in the sauna, and of course this is where we dry our garlic, and all the garlic is now pulled and is all being dried. So we have, you know, one variety here. This is our chestnut red. We have our German white on the back there. And then here's our Italy Hill on this side. And then these are just two small varieties that people gave us last year that we were trying out. So we have a lot of garlic, and it is drying. But what we want to do is just right here is our member pickup area where the members come and we have like a little store where they can get their veggies for those that pick up here on farm. But eventually we want this whole area that's right here to be for the members. And so that's one of the big projects we've been wanting to work on. We have a big chimney right here that needs to come out. This whole structure here that was the sound of the wood is rotted and nasty, and we need to pull it out. And then the roof of our garage was actually built on top of this structure. So we have to make sure we do correct bracing and so that project needs to be done. We also want to put a new concrete floor in here because it's actually about 4 inches below the actual garage level. And so we'll bring that up using concrete. And then on this side of it, we want to run the wall all the way across the whole garage and turn this back area into our drying area and our storage area. We'll keep some extra freezers in there where we're, you know, doing our chickens and stuff. And that will just be a really nice area out of the way. And then we can dry our potatoes in there. We can dry our garlic in there. Our onions could be dried. So it'll just give us the space we need for that and make it easy for us to get it out of our prep kitchen and out of our, you know, member area. We can bring stuff in and out easy.
So yeah, this is a big project for this fall. I don't know if we can finish that.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, we may not do, because this winter we can work on making sure that everything is insulated and putting up boards on the wall, you know, making it look nice. But I think as far as the structure goes, we have to have that done before winter because of the snow load here.
Yeah.
And we don't want to get a big snow load when we don't have the roof correctly supported.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a project we need to get done. And then, of course, taking down this chimney is going to be a pain. Then we have to redo the roof. We want to make sure we do that when the weather's not bad. Is it fun to be on the roof when the weather's bad?
I don't know. We should be trying.
You want to try it? Okay. Go for it. It's all you. So that's the plans for this area. We still want to do some in our kitchen here, let's turn towards that. This is our wash and pack station in here. Jose does a lot of the root vegetables outside in the garden, but I do most of our greens in here. And so I wash them all, package them all, and get them ready for market. But we want to make this more of a dedicated space and change some things around. So that back corner will be storage. And then this area, you know, we're going to build a specific stand for our sinks. We're also going to build a stand for the bubbler we bought for our lettuces, so we can dump our lettuces into the big tub and let them just kind of mix around in that water and get clean, which would be, you know, very helpful for me because I come in with big totes of salad mix.
Yeah.
And then this is also our canning area. So in the fall we use, well, starting now really, we use this into the fall. So it would be nice to have dedicated shelving space where we can have all of our canning equipment out of the way and not be in this, because there are a lot of things we have to store. All of our totes and then the containers I use for member pickup and all of that has to be stored. So it just takes a lot of space. So we want this, we're going to put a wall here, make this our private entry over here. And then this will be, you know, where members will be able to see us from the member store. And we are able to interact easier with customers. But right now, everything's kind of intermixed. So it'd be nice to have a private space also. So we're in front of our barn. And there's a couple of projects that we need to work on here. We have fencing up that we need to take down. Our neighbor, they gave us some big fence panels last year and they want those back. So we got somebody, I always say the universe provides. And so we needed more fencing, and somebody came by with a bunch of rolls of fencing and was like, could you use these?
Yeah.
And we said, yes. So it'll work out perfect. We need to take those fencing panels down and then put up just to keep the chickens out of the main barn. But hashtag long-term goals for the farm. You know, we really want to get the animals out of this barn. Our main goal is to be a vegetable and fruit farm here. And so this whole barn, eventually I want to transition it into a production facility. I don't think Jose and I have really talked about it a lot, but I have big dreams for what this will become. But this barn has a beautiful upstairs, and I want to turn that into a kitchen. And then I want to turn the last bay of this into cold storage and freezer, large freezer, long term, where we can be storing those kind of things here on the farm. Welcome to the
jungle.
Yeah. So we're in the greenhouse now, and there are just a couple of projects we want to get done in here this fall. Obviously, you can see behind us the plants are doing very good in here. We're very happy with having put the raised beds in here. It's really working out well, but the problem is now we have to finish filling with dirt the rest of these raised beds. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that still need to be filled, and we want to plant in them. So we want to do spinaches in here, kale and Swiss chard, and then we want to maybe try some broccoli and some other crops that we think will do good inside of the greenhouse into the fall as it cools off, because we can keep it heated at a very minimal level in here, just enough at night to keep stuff from freezing.
I think pretty good here. I don't know. We will see this year, this winter. Now we are on the back side of the barn.
And so we got a couple of big projects that need to be done back here. So the first thing we want to do is this. We want this to be an herb garden. Some of it will be raised beds, so we want to build those raised beds this fall. The other thing is we want an outside seating station, because in the summer it is way too hot to work in there, and we can't ask anybody to be in there helping us or doing anything if they're that uncomfortable. No matter how many fans you run, it's 100 degrees in there.
Well, I think we need something upside.
And the other thing is it's too hot in there for our plant starts in the summer, because in the summer most of the plant starts are cool season crops, like your broccolis. Right now we have spinach in there, we have our lettuces in there, and so they don't germinate very good because it's so hot. But this barn is shaded, like this space is shaded because of the barn in the heat of the afternoons. So we want to build an outside greenhouse space that's just open, covered, but open, so that we can do our plant starts out here behind the barn and not have it be too hot for them, because they start, you know, the leaves start to yellow. They just don't like this heat.
No, and our neighbor that offered to get on more panels.
Oh yeah. So the nice thing was we always like to do a little bit of trade. So we have a lot of block that they want, but they have the rest of those Lexan panels, or Lexane, whatever they're called, those plastic greenhouse panels that we use. They said we could have the rest of their greenhouse panels. So a couple of things, like we possibly want to extend the greenhouse out this way. We've kind of talked about it, but we haven't done anything with it yet. So that's a possibility to give us some more footage in there. But also we'll use those panels to do an outside greenhouse space. But another thing I was thinking, because we want to build a structure out there for the chickens, it would be really neat to have a chicken area that had, for the winter, had the, you know, those plastic panels that would give the chickens a lot of light, and an area where there was no snow, that we could keep wood chips down and, you know, give them an outside area. Because right now, you know, they spend all winter in the barn. And can you imagine 6 months of being inside? Because, you know, 2 feet of snow, the chickens absolutely don't want to be outside of the barn.
No, I think nobody would.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to have like a lit up area where they really could be, that would be ideal. And I think for us, our animals are very important to us, and we want to make sure they're as comfortable as possible.
But that project will be...
No, not this year. No, I'm just, you know, talking about our long-term goals. So I always have big plans. They always come, they always happen. It just takes a while.
Other thing we have changed is the fences.
So we put up these fence posts earlier, but what didn't we do?
Run the...
We didn't. We put up the fence posts, but there is no fence. So I'll tell you what, if you don't have the fence, the fence posts don't seem to keep the deer out if you don't have the fencing up. So, but it's not such a bad thing, because we don't have the fence up, but we decided to extend the fence out. Because as if we're not big enough gluttons for punishment, we have decided to put in 2 more plots. So that's another 24 beds for vegetable growing. And we're going to extend that out. We'll take you out there and show you. Right now we're running our chickens out there, but we're going to extend that fence out about another 120 to 150 feet. This is where we want to add 2 additional garden beds right here. So 2 plots. Well, they're going to run north-south, which we're finding very good luck with the north-south beds. We like that. What we're doing right now is running the chickens out here. And the chickens, we're just going to run them on their tractors, just really slow down this stretch. Let them poop as much as they want. Let them dig things up. What we found is it was huge help for our corn and our cabbages and our beans. We ran the chickens there all last fall. So the chickens weren't there, you know, after the end of the year last year. But it is amazing for the amount of nutrients it put in the soil. And so we're trying to do the same thing here. Once they're out of here, we'll till it up. We will plastic this to try it. The reason we're doing that is because the grass. Like, we're out here on pasture, and if we don't kill back the grass is definitely, like, I don't mind almost any other weed, but the grass will just ruin garden beds. And for our garlic this year, like, the roots would just puncture the garlic and then split the skins. So we have got to get rid of grass. The other weeds, you know, they provide nutrients for the soil. They do a lot of things. I'm fine with most everything, but the grass makes it very hard to grow anything. So the fence is going to extend. I don't know if on the camera here you can see, but we put this fence line up. What we may do is, because we put the fence posts in already, is we may leave all of these little sections fenced, because then in the fall we can just open it up and let the chickens go in there for, you know, a couple of weeks once those beds are done. And it'd be really nice if the fences were already set up. We can just pull in the chicken tractor and leave it. You guys are noisy. Yeah, I know you know. But anyway, so that's what we're doing here. This will be probably corn next year, and possibly squash. All of our winter squash will go out here, and then everything else will be down in these other beds. But then behind the camera over here, So we want to run that fence line all the way out to the tree line here and then match it up to the fence down here. Over this hill is where we want to plant our peach orchard.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to bring in about 20 peaches again next year. Different. We're going to get from a Michigan orchard, you know, varieties that are good, and then we'll pick of their varieties. We'll ask them to give us their 4 best northern growers, knowing that peaches don't necessarily do really good up here, but we're going to try. We're pushing the limits. The other thing, this is where we want to put the raspberry bed probably, so it would be 50 feet across here, just, you know, rows of raspberries. This is a really good area for that.
Yeah.
We have one low spot over here that we may try to do some more water-loving crops around, things that don't mind if their roots are wet. But yeah, so this whole area will get fenced, and then the chickens and rabbits will have to be further out on pasture.
Goodbye, chicken.
Yeah. So that's the big plan. We got to get that fencing up this fall though, because what happens is in the spring we think, oh, we'll have time.
No.
And then really the springtime has to be for planting 100% almost.
Yeah.
Like planting stuff in the greenhouse, planting stuff in the gardens. Like I don't want to be thinking about anything else. I don't want to be worrying about trees. I don't want to be worrying about bushes. We need to just be planting vegetables and worrying about, because we don't have a fall crop if we don't get the plants in the ground in May and June. So we planted dry beans in here with our corn, and they're growing really well.
Let's see.
So, yeah, the beans haven't developed yet, but
Oh, yeah, could be.
yeah, they're starting to. So it's cool.
No, too tall.
You know, the problem when you're... Were you going to open up the corn? Oh, look how pretty that is. Woo! It's definitely going to be a good corn harvest this year. Wow.
You know what is the best part?
Eating it?
No, worms.
Oh, no worms this year. I think our plants are so healthy that they're really... The first year we had a lot of worms because I think the plants were really stressed. Oh. My turn, my turn. Hey, save a bite. I don't want that. This is our asparagus patch, which you would never know. You could ride a horse through here and never see the asparagus.
No.
So it needs to be weeded. That's one thing. And then we also want to mulch this area really good. Probably mulch the aisles with the cedar mulch we have, and then put a layer of straw over all of that to try to keep the weeds down next spring. But the asparagus is doing really well. You can't see it, but really the weeds are mostly in the aisle and aren't bothering the asparagus too much. You wouldn't know that by looking at it, but really the asparagus is doing really well.
Yeah, they are amazing, even in the middle of this.
Yeah, and the other thing is we have our raspberries down the hill that are in the same sort of condition, so we want to get that mulched, and we'll probably do very similar where we're putting the cedar in the walkway and then putting straw or grass down around those really thick to try to keep the weeds at bay for next year. No, don't you even think about it. Oh, you little... Uh-oh. You better go, you better go. We got crows eating our chicks. Yeah, the crows are in a very bad habit of eating our chicks. I'm surprised too, because they're pretty large now. The crow is flying away very unhappy. Hopefully he didn't get one. We'll see what Jose says. Well? He didn't get one? He was mad at you though. Yeah, he like yelled the whole flight out of here. All right, so Jose says the crow did not get a chick.
No.
So one of the things we're really finding is how much people want berries and fruit, and especially things they can't find in the grocery store.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things, like somebody literally just dropped off a couple of sea berry plants to us, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Our members are incredible. They had a few on their property. They brought us a couple. And it's, you know, doing these interesting berries that we can juice or make jams out of is just, to me, I want this property to literally be like, wow. Like, I can't believe the variety of stuff they're growing there that's edible and that, you know, is putting nutrients out there. And yeah, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's exciting, yeah.
So really, we want to be planting a lot of berries, stuff that grows well here on the property. And raspberries are probably a big thing. Strawberries for next year for sure. 100% we've decided to expand the strawberries. The raspberries may be one more year.
Yeah.
So, but we want to get that done. The sooner we get them done, the sooner we'll have production for our members. Okay, so on this fence line, we've been planting these little Mexican gherkin cucumbers, which we love. They're so good, little tart things.
Yeah.
But we eventually want to use this whole fence line for these. Ooh,
Yeah, good.
tart. They're so much fun.
With lemon.
Ooh, yeah, a little lemon. They're all. It almost tastes like they're already pickled.
Yeah.
Okay, so behind us, Jose, is what?
My working area.
Yeah, this is where Jose washes the root vegetables. And while it works, it functions, it's not ideal.
No.
And we really want, because this is in our main garden, we want this to be our main vegetable washing area. We want to have like a shed here at the end for all of our tools and fence posts, because right now they're all just sitting out here. Our hoses can get curled up in there. We can put all of our drip irrigation in there in the winter. So there's a lot of things that we want to do right here. So a big shed on the end. Then we want to do cold storage out here. So that would be next to that. And then here would be the wash and pack station. And we like this area because in the afternoon it's shaded up here, but in the morning when it's cool, it's in the sun, which is also very helpful, especially when you have your hands in very cold well water.
Yeah.
And I would also like to be doing some, you know, helping Jose out here more instead of having to wash in the garage. It would be nice just to have everything all right here.
Yeah.
So eventually, I don't know that that'll happen this fall, but I think Jose would appreciate it. I think more important though is if we get the seating area done, just because it's way too hot to work in the greenhouse. And we want to be comfortable doing that because it's hard to be motivated when it's 100 degrees and you have to, you know, do little tiny seeds. So this is a priority, but I'm not sure it'll get done this year. We also want to concrete this area. I'm not big on a lot of concrete, but it would be nice to have an easy to spray off area that we're not standing in mud.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, as we're doing it. So we're really good at concrete. We can do it.
Yeah.
Knuckles. So one of the things we did earlier this year is we purchased the end wall kits from Farmer's Friend for all of our hoop houses. So for this guy for sure, before we hit fall, we want to build the end walls for this. I think the other ones we could do end walls in the spring, because once we learn how to do it, it will be an easy project in the spring. Not like fencing that takes, you know, a couple of days. End walls, we can probably do them in a day. So I don't know that we'll do all the end walls, but definitely this hoop house will get end walls. Part of the reason is because we planned enough room on all sides of these to move the tractor around. But because we have those, that plastic is tied up, we can't get the tractor through. And it would be nice to move mulch and other things around. It would be nice to be able to get the tractor where we need it to go, or any tools really.
Yeah.
You know, the lawnmower, because right now we have to weed eat around the ends of these. So if we had the end walls, we could run the lawnmower pretty close to them and not have to work around what's going on here.
Yeah.
So that's definitely on this guy as a project for this winter, because this one we want to leave up for the winter.
Yeah, we can't leave it like that. It
No.
would be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't make us very happy. So that's one project here. The other thing we want to start doing is we brought in a lot of mulch And we want to start mulching about 2 feet around all of these beds. A couple of reasons. Number one, to keep the weeds down, because that would be nice. But then when we run the drip irrigation lines, we're constantly stepping on them and tripping over them because we can't see them, because they run along the ends of the bed. But then the weeds grow up. It's hard to weed eat around them because Jose has to detach everything and pull them out of there in order to weed eat. So we want to put down a thick layer of mulch, possibly even some cardboard, to make sure Jose has a clean spot to run those hoses. Because, you know, hopefully in the future when we're making millions of dollars farming, you know, we can put some underground systems in, but we just don't have the energy for that right now. Oh, I mean the money. We don't have the money for that, right? One of the things we have really talked about is not wanting to, you know, we want to be a low to no input farm, which means we're bringing in very little things from outside. I think it, you know, decreases the chances for disease. It obviously decreases how much money we're spending. It does require maybe a little more time on our part, but we want to be bringing in as little inputs as possible. And so as we're pulling stuff out, like right now, Jose's been mowing and we've just been spreading the grass here on this garden bed. And then we will let the chickens run in here once, you know, anything that people are eating is out of these gardens. Let the chickens go in there. And then this one was very bad with grass this year. And we want to cover this with plastic, and then we won't use it till later in the season next year.
Even if, I think we have plastic here for about maybe a month, 2 months.
Oh, yeah, where the carrots were.
Yeah, the carrot,
Yeah, it's amazing to me when people tell you to put plastic. I'm going to tell you it needs to be on there a very long time for it to be effective. We'll put plastic down for like 4 weeks at a time, thinking that that'll germinate seeds and help. And then we come in and we plant carrots, and no, the weeds are just as bad. You really have to leave the plastic on for an extended period of time. And long term, we would prefer not to be using plastic. But when it comes to the grass, like, you know, I don't know how else we're going to really keep it under control, because it is bad. We finally got the grass out of the onion beds this year, and we have had the most beautiful onions. People are making all kinds of comments about our onions. They are massive. We also mulched them with grass this year. I think a lot of those things just really helped to ensure we had beautiful onions. Yeah, so more of that next year. Less grass, more onions. Perfect.
Somewhere here we have grapes.
Yeah, you'd never know it, but there are grapes here somewhere in this weed. But the good news is, we mentioned it earlier, we have found somebody who is going to take care of our grapes for us. So they will come in, they'll help Jose do the trellising, because that needs to get done. We need to mark which plants are alive and which ones aren't. So next spring, because the grapes don't come out of hibernation or whatever you want, dormancy, until the days are very warm. So in the spring, it's nearly impossible to know if you have grape growing there or not. It might look dead. So one of the things that we want to do is mark the ones that are alive, so we know which ones we need to replace next spring. And then this person will help keep this area mowed and weeded and trellised. And they're also going to help out in the pepper hoop house, which is really nice, keeping those trellised and helping us harvest. You know, it's nice when people come in and take on a project like that.
That's nice.
Yeah, very exciting. So this is definitely a project that you'll see get done here in the next week, because he's coming out on Sunday to help us. So we're going to get, we've had these open holes at the ends of these beds forever, and I'm always afraid somebody's going to fall in them. So we will get the posts set for the trellis, and then we will run the high tension wire. I ordered some bamboo stakes so that we can stake each plant, and then give it something to climb up to get to the wires. Yeah, we're moving in the right direction. So maybe eventually we'll have grapes here on the farm.
I think for the next video you will see a little progress.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be something we're filming. All right. Anything else out here?
No, just I don't know.
We do have the raspberries over here that did really well, I feel like, but we need to get these mulched and cleaned up the same way everything else on the property needs to be done, because the grass has just overtaken them. And I think if you want good production, you need to keep the grass and weeds away from at least the base of the plant. Let them get sun, let them get nutrients. So we want to clean up around those a little bit.
Yeah, and this garden here is more grass and it's so bad.
Yeah, it's bad. So this one we'll have to plastic them as we get time to do that. But like we said, it takes a long time.
Yeah.
You think you can do it quick, but it takes, I'd say, 9 months.
Yeah,
to a year.
We start to see our progress because the first garden over there is almost
no grass.
Yeah, almost
yeah.
no grass.
Yeah, and so next year over here where we did the potatoes, there's very little grass in here, so we're going to use this probably for carrots next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the bed where we currently have the corn. There's not a lot of grass growing in there. We are going to use that for our garlic and onions.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a really good area for those next year while we try to clear grass out of some other areas.
Yeah.
That, things that aren't as impacted, like broccoli. Broccoli doesn't care.
Every year it's coming good.
Yeah. It's getting better and easier.
Yeah.
So. Eben is trying to dig up the 13-line squirrels. We have a lot of 13-line squirrels. It kind of looks like a chipmunk if you've never seen them, but they have stripes down their back, different than a chipmunk. But we have them living in the garden, and they don't seem to bother anything.
No, I think they have other access, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they really, last year they ate some of the kohlrabi, but this year I haven't noticed any damage. Have you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not been a problem.
No.
So over here, this is where we're going to do the strawberries next year. And there's a lot of grass in here, which probably is not ideal, but this area right here is the best area on the farm for strawberries. It's a little bit of a low area, a little bit wetter, and I'm not saying it stays wet, but it holds more moisture, which I think the strawberries will really appreciate. We have a ton of wild strawberries growing in here, and our strawberries that are out here in the weeds that you can't see, we're going to clean those up this fall.
And probably save some, what is it called?
Oh.
Because when they
Yeah, one of the runners. Save some runners.
Runners?
Yeah, they call them runners.
Okay, we probably will save some runners.
Yeah, we can use them and plant them next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, this definitely, we're going to plant all 12 beds of this in strawberries.
Wow.
This entire plot will be strawberries, because what I want strawberries to freeze. I want strawberries to eat fresh. I want strawberries to can for jams, and I want our members to have a ton of fresh strawberries.
Okay, save this video for the next year. If you don't see
any strawberries here, somebody, you can come out and get us. But the other thing we're going to do here is we really want to do kiwi berries.
Yeah.
And so, kiwi berries take a long time to get established, several years. And so what we want to do is interplant the strawberries with the kiwi berries. We'll plant the kiwi berries at the distance they need to be planted. We'll protect them. And then we'll allow those to grow while we use this for strawberries for 3 years. And then once the strawberries are done, then we'll do the trellising and properly trellis the kiwi berries. And then hopefully someday be producing a lot of kiwi berries here on the farm. Yeah. Because how much fun would that be? Yeah.
Kiwis.
Yeah, they're very good. If you've never had them, they're like little grapes. Taste like kiwis.
Huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But they're not grapes, and they're not kiwis like kiwis. No fuzzy skin. Okay.
So yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, for now, I think you have to see most of the things in here in this farm.
Those are the projects that are things that we have to get done because we don't want to have to do it.
So what do you want to move with those other hoops here?
No, this next year they'll stay here.
Oh, okay.
They're not getting moved this year.
Oh, okay, so
yeah. A little bit of exciting news though, which I think Jose is trying to bring up, is that we applied for the NRCS grant. And so we won't know if we get that till next spring, which means we won't have the hoop or the high tunnels until the following year.
Yeah.
But it would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we at first weren't going to apply for those, but seeing what the other farmers are doing with those high tunnels, you know, it's hard to be competitive.
Yeah, when somebody have tomatoes in July or June.
Yeah, and we don't. So I think for us, we applied for it, so hopefully next year we'll get one of those grants. It would be really nice to have additional space here on the farm, and we're growing a lot of food. You know, and we're, you know, hopefully 120 beds or 124 beds that will be running next year won't push us over the edge of sanity.
Probably not, I think so. Inside the hoops is, I think it's easy to keep it under control.
Yeah. Yeah, the interior stuff is.
Yeah, but outside, it's another game.
Yeah. Yeah, so as we're winding down, you know, this season, I mean, we still have a long way to go. We're over halfway through both markets. We only have 6 more weeks in Munising. We go all the way till mid-November in Marquette. It's been an incredible season for us, and it's important this year, because we've worked for other people in the fall the last 2 years, that we do what we need to do here on the farm to ensure that, you know, we're growing for our members and we're, you know, getting the kind of production we want, because it's, you know, not smart of us to plant things like grapes or raspberries and then not take care of them.
Yeah.
Because we're just wasting our time, we're wasting our money, and we really don't want to be doing that. So, you know, working on those projects this fall will help ensure that we have less to do next spring when we're, you know, trying to get the farm up again for next year. And that's definitely our busiest time, I always say, is May and June. July is very busy, and then, you know, now we're busy with harvesting, but it's a different kind of busy.
Yeah.
It's not it has to get done, it has to get done. It's more of you're constantly working.
Yes, I think it is more, I don't know, more hard work or more detailed. I don't know.
When in the fall or in the spring?
In the fall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just more repetitive. It's harvesting, it's weeding. You know, in the spring, it's, you know, you're on a schedule. In the fall, you don't really need a schedule because the garden's telling you what needs to be done.
Yeah.
The weeds are either too tall or it's like, you know, everything's ready to harvest. So those things just need to be done. When in the spring, you're following a schedule. And so, you know, you're very much, things have to be done, you know, on time, or you're not going to be harvesting when you need to be harvesting.
Yeah, but
yeah, I feel like we're making it happen.
So far, I think we are good. We are, I don't know, have issues with beets and.
Yeah, this year we had beet issues.
Yeah.
We could not get them to size up.
No, I don't know what happened, but I think last year they do very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things is most of the beets we planted, though, were not in areas where we ran chickens last year.
Yeah.
And I feel like we saw very different production in areas where the beds were older and where we had run. Like right here, I mean, we had chickens in here for quite a while. This was melons and winter squash last year. And the Brussels sprouts look phenomenal. We did 4 rows of Brussels sprouts. But the beets, it's just been, you know, I think like last year onions made us look bad.
Yeah.
This year beets are making us look bad. It's just a matter of like continuing. So, you know, this winter we'll do a lot more education on why our onions did so well this year, so we understand like what we did well this year that we can do in the future, because it just, you know, just happens that they did that good. And then the beets, we need to, you know, do research and see, you know, what kind of things we might have not done well.
Yeah, and the reason I think the onions, they do very well this year because we try different systems.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, we did. We started them in blocks in the greenhouse, which for ease of planting and some other things made life very easy.
Yeah.
But, you know, the other thing is we did have a weed-free bed because we planted some onions over here and they did not do as well.
No.
So, you know, part of it's the weeds.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would say overall this has been a fantastic year. A lot more videos to come between now and the end of the year. We'll try to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
I'm going to put up, though, all the things we talked about today I'm going to be writing on our board in the house so that, because it's every day, you know, we look at that and it helps keep us on track, because I'm a person, if I don't have a plan, nothing's getting done. Because I just get overwhelmed very easy. But if I can see what needs to be done and we make a detailed plan, you know, I will work all day long.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for your patience to wait for this video.
Yeah, we apologize. Well, I can't say, you know, sometimes you can't do it all. And, but we want to be consistent with our videos. So we are going to work very hard to keep being consistent now through the end of the year and show you what we're doing. And especially now that we have projects going on again, it's a little bit boring on the farm in August when we're just harvesting and doing repetitive. But now there'll be fun things going on and projects. We've started ordering our trees for next year.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see the at the end of the season because probably will be like a hot winter.
Oh yeah. They're predicting either a very cold winter or a very warm winter.
So we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You just prepare for everything and hope for the best. Yeah. All right, well, thank you for watching today. We hope you enjoyed touring the farm and seeing what kind of projects we're going to be doing this fall. We're going to be very busy. Yeah. We will take you along for the journey and show you what we're doing. We can't wait to see how much we make this year, like how we finish out the year. We're very excited about that. We're also going to have videos later in the year, the 10 things we learned this year. We've been doing them every year, and we learned a lot.
Yeah, thank you for stay with us here all this season.
Yeah, and thank you for all your support and the emails when we're not, putting up videos. Everybody checks on us. It's really nice. So anyway, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Yep. See you next time.
Get it. Come on, Eben. Come on, let's go, Eben. Next year you can till all the garden. Come on, Eben.
Get it, Eben. Come on. Get it. Good girl.
Come on, Eben. Get it. Go. Get it.
I can't believe how good these pumpkins are doing. I forgot I'd even planted them.